Welcome to Nolet Johnson Court in Norwood, Massachusetts. Josh Brogan here alongside Eric Bodenhofer. Great to be with you here on another Friday night where we're playing basketball, this in the month of January, on a year that we will never forget.
Absolutely. And it's always exciting to have these two rivals meet, right? Like it's a good Friday night when you get Westwood tilting off against Norwood in anything.
It absolutely is, and we want to point out that it is senior night for the Mustangs. 6 Mustang seniors honored just before the start of this. And they're going to be out there, and of course, you want to win on senior night. If you ever want to win any game, that's probably the one, Eric.
Yeah, I think absolutely. And I'm sure Westwood would like nothing more than to spoil senior night for these Norwood seniors. But I'm sure our guys are going to come out with an extra bounce in their step, knowing what tonight means. So.
Absolutely, and the Wolverines have a good team. They beat the Mustangs on Tuesday night by a score of 56-50 in their gym. These are the home-and-home games we've come to know during this COVID season. And at the same time, this is a team that had a lot of success a year ago, 22-3, well-coached, a very solid team here, obviously, in the league. Norwood has their hands full, but not a game they can't win.
No, absolutely. I mean, the earlier game was close enough that I think Norwood's got to feel like they can take it on their home court.
And just so you know, the team records on the season, the Westwood Wolverines undefeated at 5-0. The Mustangs come in this 5-2, as we said, coming off that loss on Tuesday night, looking to turn things around. Friday night, this was a gym that they controlled from start to finish, essentially, against Holliston. And we'll see probably a little bit more competition from Westwood tonight from the jump. Yeah,
I've got to imagine. That Holliston game, Norwood was firing on all cylinders, and just a steamroller in that game, and I think they're going to have to be doing something similar to win tonight.
Absolutely. As you can see on the court right now, there's Coach McDonald, Kristen McDonald, talking to her guys, getting them ready. Probably saying, hey, we just saw this team, so we know what they have. It's the advantage of having them 3 days later. Looks like her starting 5 is on the court. I see her talking to Damari Daniels. Number 11 is J. Mario Corellis. Those are 2 of the seniors on the team, Eric, as you know. Cam McDonough, another senior, and it looks like we may have the starting lineup, so we should probably quiet down for this.
To their school, we would like to remind everybody that this athletic contest is being played by young athletes, not professionals, trying to represent themselves in their schools to the best of their ability. Please remember that the price of admission does not entitle anyone to jeer, criticize, or downgrade players, coaches, or officials. Please be supportive. Let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's contest, starting with the visiting Wolverines under the direction of head coach Ryan Douglas. Starting number 5, Russell Dalbany. Number 10, Brendan Donegan. Number 11, Kyle Murray. Number 14, Captain James McGowan. And number 21, Captain Michael Reardon. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Mustangs under the direction of head coach Kristen McDonald. Going with an all-senior lineup tonight. Let's start with number 1 at the guard position, Damari Daniels. At forward, number 11, Jamario Corrales. Captain at guard, number 22, Cam McDonough. At forward, also captain, number 33, Rob Ludkowski. And finally, also forward, he wears number 50, Carl Schletzbaum. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you could please rise, turn your attention to the flag as we honor our country with the playing of the national anthem.
some basketball here after the national anthem, and I should point out, Coach McDonald started 5 out of her 6 starters. Seniors. You can't start all 6. So
No.
5 of them are in there to start this
It
game.
would be an unfair advantage to Norwood if they started all 6.
Certainly would be, but a nice touch nonetheless. You like
No
to
doubt.
see that.
No doubt.
So yes, all the seniors are going to be in there. I'm sure we'll see some Marco Petrillo. He's the 6th senior, not starting the game, but will definitely get in there. Whereas there's a mixed bag of guys who are out there in terms of ages for Westwood. Some youth on this team, and I want to point out one player you should be watching tonight, because on Tuesday night he really lit it up, and that's Russell Dolabani, number 5. He's a junior. He poured in 25 points and 7 rebounds for the Wolverines on Tuesday night.
Wow.
He is the key for them to watch tonight. All right, Wolverines start with the ball. No jump balls in the COVID age. If you didn't know that, the visiting team starts with the out of bound, and Westwood tries to move the ball around. This team likes the half-court set, and they also will try to run. We've seen them do that before, looking for their shot, Eric, in the early going. Deep shot taken from the outside. First one there by James McGowan, the senior captain, is no good. Norwood with the rebound. And that's Cam McDonough. We're going to see a lot from him tonight, moving in and out of the point position at times. A lot of these kids can dribble the ball, and that first shot does not go by McDonough. Well, Wolverines with the rebound.
Yeah, both teams starting out a little cold right now, feeling it out, but I'm sure those shots will start to drop as we move along.
Look for the drive and dish there. Another three-pointer. This Dolabani, we talked about him earlier. They're going to have to get a hand in his face because that's exactly how he's going to beat you. Likes to shoot the 3, likes to spot up and shoot, and can dribble by you as well. Wolverines with an early 3-0 lead. Inside to Corellis. Corellis with another dish and another stroke, and a beautiful stroke from the outside. McDonough didn't go from the left side. It does go from the right. 3-3.
A nice ball movement there by Norwood to find the open man, and McDonough did well to splash that. Oh, and there's a
nice pass inside, a bit of a missed assignment. That is a shot inside made by number 10. That's Brendan Donegan for 2 points, put the Wolverines on top. Damari Daniels likes the shot, doesn't make it. What a nice rebound by Wachowski. Unfortunately, shot does not go for Corellis. And again, looking to push is what we're going to see all night. A little late arriving there by Wachowski on the backside of things, but he'll be there. He'll be inside all night tonight.
no doubt. He definitely plays basketball a little bit like the football player he is, right? He's going to move guys out of his way and come down with those rebounds in traffic, and did well on that last one.
All right, so shooting 2, and if you haven't watched the broadcast this season, you saw an empty lane. That's not bad behavior. That has nothing to do with a technical foul, a flagrant, or anything like it. It's just a COVID rule, so now you can see they come in there on the second shot. Misses both free throws there, but a rebound by Dolabani, and then right up and in. Shot is made there. So Westwood with an early lead. They're trying to see if they can push that lead. That 2, by the way, was made by Kyle Murray, not to be confused with Kyler Murray, the quarterback of the Cardinals.
So Dolabani showing early on just how versatile he is. He came down with that rebound. He's made some great passes, sunk those open shots. Good defense, so you're absolutely right to call him out as a guy to keep your eye on.
And it's an interesting concept because you know you're going to see that, and you have to defend it, but you can't ignore the other 4 guys on the court. And that's the balance. That's the balancing act that Krista McDonald's going to do tonight. Listen, she's seen some great individual players over her years, all the years coaching at Braintree, and obviously in her 2 seasons here at Norwood. As Daniels fakes, has to try to beat the shot clock. They do, and a nice offensive rebound by inside by Carl Schletzbaum. Norwood's just really grinding there in the offensive glass in the early going. Just can't get one to go, though.
No, they've got to pry that lid off the basket, but
Shot is no good. Daniels the other way. That looked like a Euro step, but in high school you don't get the Euro step. In high school you get called for traveling instead. In the NBA, that would have been, you probably could have taken an extra step beyond that.
yeah,
But,
he kind of picked up this dribble at half court in the NBA. So.
yeah, pretty much. Ball movement on the outside here. And a nice steal inside. Daniels to try the same thing again. Going to do the Euro step. He is not. Instead, he dishes. McDonough wide open for the shot. That's no good. Nice hard work on the inside by Wachowski. His shot does not go. And a turnover there on a pass that just went a little bit too far from James McGowan.
Yeah, these refs are going to let these boys battle underneath those baskets, it seems.
As it should be. I really love when games are like that, where teams are both allowed to play. I will say one thing, and I did my first game last Friday night where Norwood had a convincing win over Holliston in the second of their back-to-backs. I was very pleased, despite COVID, it was still a very physical game. I mean, these kids are masked, they're on the court together, and they're playing basketball as basketball is typically played.
Yeah, they definitely haven't been able to modify the physical contact out of this game.
Daniels wanted that shot, passed it up, looks around, McDonough's going to take it, and he drains it. A 7-6 game now, 2 3-pointers on the game for Cam McDonough, 2 of 3 from distance. Score now 7-6, we're almost halfway through the first quarter. This is actually going pretty quickly. No substitutions yet for either team. There's Dolabani with the ball in his hands. Will he try to dribble drive or pull up? He's looking for his shot, but a really nice on-ball defensive play we saw by McDonough. A little bit of a bump, no call. Norwood going the other way here. And Eric, one thing I would say that we've seen consistently is Norwood is not afraid at all to run with this team. I mean, they realize that despite potentially facing a team that maybe has had a little bit more success than them, they're still going to run today.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They're definitely not shying away from any aspects of the game tonight against this Westwood team. That's
all right, Schlitzbaum on the line shooting. That hoop, by the way, the other night, the first one, just like that, they weren't making. The second one with guys in the lane, they were. We're going to try not to jinx them again tonight. In fact, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah,
why didn't I
wait
say
till
that
after
in the fourth quarter? I know. But Schlitzbaum's going to make this one. I'm going to make a prediction here, and I say that because it would be consistent with the other night. Oh, see, Carl, you're supposed to make us look good here while we're making these calls. All kidding aside, a trip to the line that does not go for Carl Schlitzbaum. Dolabani looking for his shot, fake, pop, and that one's deep. Rebound to McDonough, who will probably look to push again, as you've seen Norwood do, and that's very typical of a Kristen McDonald team. Oh. Nice lefty take inside. This is the first time we're seeing Joey Steves, the junior guard, the lefty. Puts Norwood up by 1, 8-7 in the early going. Pull-up pop, but no weak side rebounder there. That shot by McGowan doesn't go. Well defended and well cleared out by Norwood on this. Steves wants a 3. Elects not to take it. A skip pass over to McDonough. With a left-handed teardrop, does not go. Scraped knees, I tell you, Eric. That's the thing that these kids are really doing. They get on the floor.
Yeah, they are definitely. I think Coach McDonald's instilled in them the need to be hustling out there, and hitting the deck for loose balls is certainly part of that.
So James McGowan pulled up to try to get that three-point shot, but the foul was called away from the ball on the floor. And that foul was against Westwood, so it goes back over to Norwood.
Yeah, and a few more substitutions now here as Noah Bodette and Marco Petrillo have checked in.
Steves launches, nice inside rebound. Bodette with his hands on it. Bodette's an impressive sophomore, has scored in bunches a few times this year. McDonough with a nice take that does not go. Good ball movement by Norwood, though. Look at that skip pass to the corner. Yes! That shot is good for 3 from Marco Petrillo, the senior, on the board. Pushing Norwood ahead 11-7 in the early going. So the action was controlled by Westwood to begin. Norwood now getting their advantage.
Yeah, Norwood took a couple of blows early on, but stayed in it. And
another trip to the floor there, as you said, from the football player Wachowski. Joey Steves gets the home roll off that backboard. Tell you what, You never ask how it goes in. You're just glad it does.
Yeah, the box score never shows anything but the basket.
Norwood doubled up, 14-7.
Oh,
Maybe we'd see Douglas with a timeout. His team's a little bit out of sync here. We don't see it, and Steve with another bucket. He's going to let the quarter run out as Coach Ryan Douglas, it looks like. He doesn't want to waste the timeout, apparently. Needs to stop the bleeding, 16-7. And a travel to boot. Another turnover there. Some substitutions happening. So remember, the score is 16-7, but the score was 7-3, which math tells me is a 13-0 run for the Mustangs.
Yeah, they've looked really good in these last few. Oh, nice strong drive there, but couldn't get it to fall.
All right, 37 seconds to go in the quarter. Daniels trying to stay with his man there, who wants another deep shot. You do get the feeling that senior captain James McGowan wants to shoot a lot tonight. That one does not go for him. Rebound to Norwood. Shot clock is off with 22 seconds to go in the quarter. Steves has the hot hand. Let's see if they can find him here for a final shot. He sees it there. 13 to go, but he's being unselfish. Whoever's got it. Daniels has it, looking for inside. Brandon Francis, if it goes, it does not. A nice block inside, giving credit right there to number 21, Michael Reardon, the senior captain, keeping that lid on the basket. But it's 16-7 after one quarter, and I'll tell you, Eric, this is not how the first quarter began. It certainly ended in a flurry for Norwood.
No, I certainly, given the way the quarter began, I don't think I would have expected a 9-point lead at the end of the first quarter for Norwood.
So you've seen Norwood want to push at every possible time. This is something that they can hopefully sustain. They have a pretty deep bench, so you might expect, we saw the 5 seniors starting, but they've gone to their bench already a couple times, and not everybody's played so far. Something you think they can sustain through the game?
I would think so, and I think that, the few games I've watched in the past, that's something they definitely try to do. I think, Coach McDonald goes deep into her bench, and those boys all know how to play the system, and they keep playing the same brand of ball from beginning to end, I think. So.
And some nice outside shooting
yes.
is what we saw as well. So you're pushing, you're ready to go, you're trying to get to the rim as best you can, but sometimes that's going to create some nice matchups on the outside. In this case, Joey Steves, good shooting for 3. He made a three-pointer. Cam McDonough, 2 of 3 for 3. He also has 6 points in the first quarter. So really Norwood's doing a good job. And as we talked about, you got to stop Russell Dolabani, with the exception of that 1-3. For him, anyway, a fairly quiet first quarter.
No, you get credit Norwood's defense. And actually, Joey Steves had a nice steal in Dolabani there towards the end of the first quarter, which I think harkens back to their days together at the Prescott Elementary School. Russell started his career here with us in Norwood and then moved a little bit later, but I know he and Joey had to have had some battles on the playground at the Prescott. So nice to see it now here on the high school hardwood.
Excellent knowledge, excellent local knowledge. Thanks for sharing that one. As Damari Daniels tries to force the issue going to the hoop again, looking for Francis inside, who cleans up a little bit. Joey Steves creating in the lane. It does not fall, but he does draw the foul as he goes to the hoop.
Yeah, he got the hometown roll in that 3, just couldn't kind of get it on that.
Exactly.
Get that in and 1.
Almost an and 1. He'll be shooting 2. Sweet and true on the first one. Good shot for Steves. Norwood now 1 for 3 from the line. And he makes them both, pushing Norwood up to an 18-7 lead. You know you're going to get Westwood's best here tonight, though, especially after a Tuesday night where it was a back-and-forth game that they eventually were able to hold on to. This team does like to shoot threes. That's in and out. And on the floor. Letting them play is the right way to say it.
Yeah.
Brandon Francis keeps that thing alive. And look at the outlet pass all the way down. And that's going to be going the other way. As they used to call it, a player control foul. I'm not so sure Bodette was out of control, but position established by Westwood. Fair is fair. That's going to be a charge coming the other way. Substitutions now. 2 of the seniors coming back in the game. Good minutes there from Petrillo with a nice shot, and Brandon Francis as well.
Yeah, Brandon has some good effort keeping balls alive there in the offensive zone.
Denying the ball is Beaudet. That's the defense you like to see, especially from a sophomore. Not allowing the pass. That's Michael Noon working the outside, and on the inside is McGowan. Stolen back, going the other way. Kyle Murray looks inside for the Mustangs with a steal. That one's a little wild. Can he save it?
Wow.
He does. Nice job walking the tightrope by Daniels. Saves to Beaudet. A risky pass through there. Take another. Steve's no good. Beaudet, and that's no good either. Steve's looking outside, and that one's not going to go, but they are active on the inside. It's amazing, Eric. Look at all these shots. And it is raining outside from Noah Beaudet.
That was some frenetic basketball, but Norwood came out on the plus side in the end. But wow, what a scramble.
And I always like to point out when there's football on the basketball court, not only is there football the way this game is physical, but it's now 21-7. Mustangs up 2 touchdowns with extra points, and you do get the feeling this game's going to be physical from start to finish.
Yeah, no doubt. The refs have let them bang from the beginning, and hopefully they'll be consistent throughout the game. But it's been definitely physical to start.
All right, James McGowan on the line for the first time, misses his first. As Damari Daniels checks out, give him a little breather. We're seeing Matty Mahoney for the first time, a very impressive freshman, as we see the second shot does go in for McGowan. Matty Mahoney was great the other night, especially for a freshman, very aggressive taking it in. Kid does not have any fear. He does not care. He will drive it right into the lane, and you like to see that. Also unselfish. Steve's open for 3. That one doesn't go. Rebound pulled down by McGowan. Westwood looking to create a little rhythm. They have not had much sink here in the second part of the first quarter, or certainly this part of the second quarter.
No, and credit the really just swarming defense of Norwood, I think, for keeping them out of any sort of rhythm.
Connor Daniele tries to get that one in. That does not go. Beaudet trying to go coast to coast here. A bump and
wow,
going the other way again.
Interesting.
Tell me if you've seen this one before. So that's 2 offensive fouls on Noah Beaudet. The first one I thought was an offensive foul. That one I'm not as sure about. It's a little tough to see across court, so I'm going to not question the stripes on that. He saw what he saw. But 2 offensive fouls on Beaudet.
It's a hard enough job as it is without the peanut gallery, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. And we certainly are the peanut gallery. That's a nice take. All the way inside, but just the shots are not falling on these dribble drives for the Wolverines. Now that one, if I've ever seen a charge, that one's a charge. So that one is, sometimes the charges are clear, as we've seen 3 in a row now. And that one is his position is set. He's not inside the lowest part of the cylinder. And therefore, if you move yourself around him, you're going to be okay. If you don't give any way, you're going to get called for the charge.
And it's exactly what happened.
Points inside for Kyle Murray for Westwood, trying to creep back into this, now 21-10.
Oh, nice.
Nice jump shot. Beaudet with another 2.
Yeah, that was nice and smooth.
He really does get to the highest point before he releases, and so even though he's not the tallest kid on the court, he's able to get some good height over his defenders. Shot no good by Westwood. Little scrum inside. They're going to call a foul for a reach-in on number 10. That's Brendan Donegan getting the foul. All right, Daniels back in, along with McDonough. Those 2 work well together in the backcourt. They often seem to be on the court at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. They play well off of one another and seem to be able to anticipate one another fairly well.
And have done it for a while, right?
Yeah.
We talked about highest point. See that body control?
Yeah, that is very impressive.
Beaudet with the body control. He contorted himself in midair, made the adjustment, was able to get a good look at the basket, and he drains it. 25-10. A very similar type move to what we saw from Beaudet, only wasn't able to get as much on the shot, so that one is short from Donegan.
Oh, wow. What quick hands by Daniels there to steal back that steal.
And Wachowski looks for the inside pass. And you may have just heard Coach McDonald say, Robbie, easy pass. So in other words, instead of making that difficult pass through the lane and the one that went out of bounds on the turnover, she was encouraging him to go for the easier pass, which was really right to his left. But it's hard to see that when you're in the middle of the action.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm a much better basketball player when I'm standing up here, not actually playing the game. So.
Oh, absolutely. I coach sixth grade girls basketball, and I say the same thing. I'm like, I could have made that shot. Well, guess what? You're not on the court doing it. You really have no say in the matter. As Damari Daniels makes his first two of the game.
Oh, good anticipation by
Passing
Steves
lanes,
there.
right? It's all about passing lanes. Another nice shot there, and there's going to be a timeout called on the floor as Norwood pushes their lead to 19 points, 29-10 with 2:48 to go. I, for one, am surprised at what we're watching tonight.
Absolutely, I am too, and I think the thing is Norwood can't get complacent with this. There's as much left in the game as there was for Norwood to build this lead, so they've got to keep playing the game they've been playing and not get too cocky, I guess, or to relax. They've got to keep their foot on the pedal.
Exactly. The overconfidence is something that is a natural thing to happen, especially when you're rolling. And if you are just joining us, welcome, obviously, to Nolette Johnson Court tonight. Josh Brogadier alongside Eric Bodenhofer. We're thrilled to have you with us here on a Friday night where we're playing basketball. It's senior night. A lot of the seniors getting some good time and some good minutes. But this game started with a 7-3 Westwood lead, followed by an 18-0 Norwood run to really blow this thing wide open.
Yeah, we talked about this at the beginning, how Norwood is firing on all cylinders against Holliston, or it was Holliston or Hopkins?
It was Holliston, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how they'd really probably have to do something similar to take this game, and they have absolutely been doing that. Both ends of the court. Great ball movement on the other end, finishing their shots, great passing, and then just really swarming defense.
It's really the truth. And two guys who are really standing out tonight for Norwood are Joey Steves and Noah Bodette, stealing part of the action on senior night. We're talking about a junior and a sophomore. They said, hey, seniors, it's your night, but guess what we're going to do? We're going to help you try to get this win, which is really the highest compliment you can make for the leaders on the court.
Yeah, I don't think any of the seniors are going to begrudge those guys their points if it gets them the W. So.
And we're seeing Ryan Fitzsimmons for the first time, junior, number 23, checks in the game. Other guys we've seen before, a lot of seniors on the court other than Steves, Corellis on the inside. Playing big, playing inside. And this, by the way, this is nothing more than matchup man-to-man defense with a little bit of help side right there. But they are aggressive inside, and they're getting their rebounds. And Steve's looking to push one more time.
Oh! Just telegraph that a little
lane
too much.
And a finish. A nice steal and finish by Kyle Murray, leading the scorers for Westwood. He now has 6 points. A little chatter, a little applause on that side. Another aggressive play there by Westwood. Now getting back into it, a key timeout, we think, by Coach Douglas to just get his guys kind of a little settled down.
And I think also just maybe encouraging them to gamble a little bit more on the perimeter there on those passes.
Well put by you, because you can't get 19 or 17 points in a couple of hoops, so you just need to kind of steady, cut into it a little bit, and change the flow for your team, which is what we've been seeing them try to do in these last couple of possessions. McDonald calls the play. They're getting ready to execute as best they can. McDonald wants it, by the way. Every time he has the ball outside on the arc, he says, is this my chance to shoot?
Yeah.
He loves to shoot, and you can't blame him. He's got a great three-point shot. Corellis, the soft touch, does not go.
It was a nice pass there from Fitzsimmons, though, to find Corellis. Just couldn't get that to fall.
You'll notice we haven't seen much Russell Dolabani in a while. And that foul away from the ball, called on the inside.
And Norwood's fans are getting a little fired up here. Some very loud clapping.
They are. We should say that there are a couple of fans in the building actually tonight, which is something we did not see last Friday. It's very town by town. Holliston getting started with their athletic program. They wanted to make sure if they were playing on this court that there were no fans in attendance. Got to call out that pass as one that clearly Daniels would want back. But to the point of Holliston not having fans, Westwood has said okay, and so there's one parent per child out here tonight, and especially on senior night, what an important thing to have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there was a senior parade before the game started. Just, it's an unusual year, and they still want to give these boys a sense of normalcy and honor them for their commitment to the program and all their years working to this point.
All right, Dolabani's back in the game. You see him now with the ball. Nice screen set. But they're contesting everything. Teardrop from the corner does not go for Michael Noon, and Norwood going the other way. Holding a commanding lead, 29-12. Shot from the outside by Steves does not go. Quick hands by McDonough. 39.6 seconds to go, and Westwood only has 12 points. I just want to, by comparison, point out to folks who missed the game on Tuesday that they had 56 points in the game on Tuesday. So whatever the outcome tonight, the defense has come to play.
Without a doubt.
Forcing the issue, taking it in. A little late on that is Robbie Wachowski. And the foul on the arm, but he'll get 2 shots there, Will. Number 10, Brendan Donegan. A sophomore, they like him. He's played a lot of minutes for them tonight. Starter. First one goes. Good time to point out that Robbie Wachowski, who just went back in the lane, number 33, we've got one of the Student of the Month honor for the month of January. He plays football, he plays basketball, and he's a student as well. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, I think as a general rule, this team is made up of pretty good scholars as well as athletes. So nice to see Robbie get recognized for that.
Donegan makes his second shot. Pulls them within 5. There's the freshman. Sweet looking shot.
What was it you were saying about him? He has no fear. He's remorseless. Like
Matty Mahoney, fearless, goes for 3 to push the lead again. Wow, a rolling rattler. A nice answer. Give the credit right there for the rolling rattler as it went to the half there by McGowan. So he gets points. But we're at the half here, and that score is 32-16. Norwood still, despite Westwood crawling back a little bit at the end there, doubling up.
Yeah, again, like we said at the beginning, I never would have expected Norwood to have doubled them up at the half when this game started. I mean, this is not a bad Westwood team. These kids are clearly talented, but wow, Norwood just playing their game. No
Absolutely. I want to give a special shout out to our sponsors, our 2021 sponsors. You can see the banners over there. Thanks to everybody who has done this. I want to call them out by name just so we can go a little bit left to right here. And on the left side there, we want to thank Napper Tandy's, Norwood Youth Football and Cheer, Selectman Tom Maloney, Norwood Diamond Club, McDonough and Novak, Lewis's, can't forget them, Norwood Little League and Bank of Canton, as well as Orange Leaf, Carroll Advertising, the law office of the Bob Grenham, Accelerated Real Estate School, Norwood Gridiron Club, sorry Feisty Greek, I got a little out of order there for a moment. Can't forget you and all your fantastic meals. Norwood Police Association, Norwood Hoop Club, the Feeney Brothers, Levels Nursery, and Topaz Engineering. Am I saying Levels right, or is it Lavelles?
No, I think it's Levels.
It is Levels, right?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't want to say it wrong there. But I will say this. One thing that is going right here for the Mustangs is defense. They have played wire to wire so far in this first half. And you have to say, you got to love the energy.
Oh, without a doubt. And I mean, we talked about this earlier. Just they want to run with this team, and they can, and they are. And it's it's been up and down. It's been frantic at times, but Norwood just is not giving up. They are diving for every loose ball, just meeting the ball handler out at the perimeter, just defending, like you said, end to end. And then when they've got the ball in their hands, they're doing the right things with it.
And something that usually helps a coach is a little bit of a longer halftime talk to regroup and try to figure it out. They don't get that luxury here. These are fast halves. The game, we kind of accelerate that due to COVID. And so we're going to be back in 37 seconds with the second half. So right now, if you're Coach Douglas, what are you saying to your Westwood team about how to stay in this game?
I think what you're saying to them is what we talked about earlier. There's as much time left in this game as has passed. You can get back into this. You got to play your game. You got to play good defense. And they started to do that at the end. We saw them jump in the passing lanes. And, just move that ball and play your game. And there's time. There's still time to get back into it.
Absolutely. Some individual scoring for Norwood as we just go through this. Joey Steves had a great first half there for him. He has 9 points. Noah Bodette also with 9 points. Cam McDonough with 6. And on the other side for Westwood, credit Kyle Murray for 6 points. He's their leading scorer, and he's done a nice job. And if you look at the banners over there, the seniors, you might see a familiar face who was actually at this game tonight. Maybe he's moving over. I don't know who he... Wait a minute. As we saw, there he is. He's showing up everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Bernie Mittens is at the Nolette Johnson Court tonight to watch your Mustangs. That man has gone everywhere.
Absolutely. It's a little colder on that side of the gym than over here, though, I think. Yeah,
Certainly. All right. The inaugural game with Bernie Sanders on the sideline. I'm not sure that meme is going to have staying power, but it certainly is a great one. He has shown up everywhere.
He absolutely has. It's very entertaining.
All right. Visiting team gets the ball here to start the second half. Westwood Wolverines in green at 5-0. Coach Douglas trying to get his guys back in this game. Norwood at 5-2 on the season, losing to Westwood on Tuesday night, looking for some payback in this home and home in the TVL. What a block, sliding over. I think it was a lot of ball.
It seemed to me that there was a lot of ball. Great ball movement by Westwood, though, there to find that open man and force Joey Steves to try for the block and end up giving the foul.
All right, so Murray's going to go to the line here. That is not Murray. That is Donegan. These are old man eyes looking at that number, thinking it was 11. It was 10.
So now we'll see if the pattern from the prior game holds, if now he sinks the second one.
We will see. He does. Donegan 3 of 4 for the line tonight, 32-17. And this is the time in the game, the first 5 minutes in the second half. I always tell my team this. My coaches always told me this. The first 5 minutes of the second half is going to determine the outcome of the game. Can you hold your lead? Can you build on your lead? Or do you let the other team creep back in it? As we see a miss by Mahoney. Westwood looking to force the issue here. But Joey Steves, Mr. Passing Lanes.
Wow.
That is a nice layup.
Yeah, and that's a good tone to set for the start of the second half.
Steve's now in double digits. Not to be denied going the other way is number 14. That's McGowan for 2.
But Westwood now knows for sure they're going to have to work for everything in this half.
There's Mahoney again.
And just a great look from Cam McDonough there. Looked off his man and the other defender and just found Mahoney wide open there for the little bunny.
Coach McDonald calling out a ball screen just to make sure her guys go around that. Nice inside rebound by the shortest person on the court. I always like the short guys. Michael Noon for his first basket. He puts in 2 for Westwood. 36-21, a 15-point game here with 6:20 to go. Bodette looking across. Young lineup in here. Bodette, you got Mahoney, Steves. These are all underclassmen. The future of the program is bright with these boys on the court here tonight. Steves wants that one back, by the way. Flipped it a little too hard off the backboard.
But a nice little, good hands there by Schlutzbaum.
Yeah, Schlutzbaum just got himself in the passing lane right there and said, I'm going to knock this thing out of bounds.
Yep, make you reset, work with a shorter shot clock, and see what you can do.
25 on the shot clock as looks like Norwood's going to call a timeout here.
Yeah, I think
6 minutes to go.
Coach McDonald recognizing that momentum swinging maybe a little towards Westwood and wants their boys to maybe get back to playing the game they were playing in the first half.
And the chip away is always the thing you worry a little bit about. A 2 here, a 3 here, a steal there. Next thing you know, your 15-point lead just starts to evaporate a little bit. So
yeah, and then I think the team that's up starts to press because they feel it slipping away. And yeah, it's when, like you said, it's the first 5 minutes or that chip away, it can really shift the momentum very quickly. All of a sudden, right? It's a gradual, and then it tips. So
entering the building just now is John Longley. We want to thank him for being here, the athletic director of Norwood, making sure that his teams can play this season. That's been an important thing to kids, to families, and it hasn't been easy, and we all know that, but grateful to have the opportunity to be on the court, to be on the ice, on the field this fall for a lot of sports, and that's what we're doing here tonight. So we have this break here, 15-point lead right now for the Mustangs, 36-21 as we get going in the third quarter. Westwood trying to make this Norwood lead go away. Norwood trying to hold on to it by playing the game they have been playing, just pushing the basketball and aggressive man-to-man defense. Dolabani back in the game here, just with a few points tonight. 3 for him. Again, after a 25-point outing he had on Tuesday night, they've done a good job of containing him.
Oof.
That's the guy tonight, though, over there. Michael Noon now has 5 points. After a 2, he has a 3. And you can start to feel a little swing happening right now that they want to stop.
Yeah, no, it definitely feels like the momentum's starting to tip towards Westwood.
We had a 32-16 at the half, now 36-24. And that ball is off Westwood, going back down to Norwood the other way. So sometimes when you need to control the action, your logical thing is, let me put my ball handlers in the game, right? The guys who can play defense. But the trick is you don't want to go too small.
Right.
So you need to figure out guys who can do it. But right now, this lineup is the type lineup where this is a good hands lineup, like a good hands team that has control. Wachowski doesn't get it. Bodette tiptoeing, trying to get that one. Cannot. But they're giving up a little size inside, as I said, to kind of compensate for that. So.
Yeah, that was a nice look by Rob. Just couldn't get it to fall, and then Noah Bodette so very close to getting that rebound, but Westwood comes away with it.
Shot is no good for McGowan. Rebound to Steves. And Daniels the other way. That's an important bucket for him. To get him involved, he now has 4. He's a consistent double digits kind of scorer, and to try to get him involved is going to be important for this team.
Well, it was nice. I felt like he dragged his defender low enough that that defender wasn't going to be able to set and take the charge, and so Daniels was able to get that layup.
Dolabani wants the 3. He just needs a pick to get himself open. Needs somebody to screen him because Steves is just all over him on that spot.
Oh!
Nice step over by Wachowski. Looked like it was going to be a foul, but actually it was just knocked the ball out of bounds.
I think he just got all ball there.
An aggressive move inside by James McGowan. We've seen the senior do a good job of forcing the issue. And now here comes the size. Corellis comes in.
And here's the other COVID adjustment, right? There's no more inbounding from underneath your own basket. You've got to step back out to the sideline.
Coming from the side. Dolabani, left-handed dribble. Looks to beat that shot clock. Doesn't go. Corellis has it. Corellis to Mahoney. Westwood in man-to-man defense. Another drive by Daniels. A no call. A lot of contact, but no call on either side there. And he'll shoot it again. Does not go for Noon. Dolabani with good position. He rattles in 2 more. His first points of the second half. We're down to a 12-point lead for the Mustangs with 3:37 to go in the third. And those passing lanes we've been talking about, now they're starting to step into them. Moving the other way with Noon. Coach McDonald had to be thinking timeout. She was, and she gets it. Michael Noon really emerging here. 7 points in the second half. Doing a nice job, the junior. As we were saying before, the shortest player on the court, but really knows how to move without the basketball.
Absolutely, and he's also really good at anticipating on the defensive end, so he's really been a real catalyst for Westwood in this start of the second half comeback.
So 32-16 halftime lead for the Mustangs. They are getting outscored right now 12-6 in this half. Not too much time. It's measured conversation time. The Mustang fan cam was just on. How did I not see that? Nice to see everybody participating at home, and thank you very much for watching and for listening and for being a part of this evening. This is a bit of an earlier start, a 6:30 start. We had senior night. There are 6 Norwood seniors all getting minutes tonight, and hopefully a lot of them will get points. Many of them have already. To call out those seniors tonight: Damari Daniels, one of the seniors, J. Mario Corellis, Cam McDonough, Robbie Wachowski, Carl Schletzbaum, and Marco Petrillo. Those are your 6 Norwood seniors. A lot of contributions on this basketball court over the years, and certainly to this program to build it up to what it is.
Well, no doubt, and and they're the guys who helped Coach McDonald make the adjustment here to coaching at Norwood. This senior class, last year's senior class, the guys who got to help welcome Coach McDonald to the boys' side of things and help her instill her program.
All right, taking the ball out is Damari Daniels. Will bring it up. Westwood getting really aggressive here, going with a full court trap. Foul picked up there on number 11, Kyle Murray, getting a little handsy, so Norwood gets it at half court. Nice fake, almost picked up that leg, did McDonough, but did not. As Daniels looks inside. Good thought. Corellis was going a different direction, though. So the turnover there on Norwood.
Yeah, I think this is a key possession for Westwood. If they score here, they bring it back under double digits.
And good working inside by Corellis. Dolabani, that one almost went down, to your point. Would have brought it to within 7 points. You know, getting a lead is one thing. Holding a lead is in a different class of character for kids. And there's just something about it. When you find your lead evaporating, to maintain your confidence, that's a skill in and of itself.
Yeah, exactly. I think you know it's easy to panic when you're down, but at a certain point you're just down. You just got to do what you need to do to get back, and some of the pressure gets relieved. And then when you're up and you start to lose that lead, I think that's when you start short-arming your free throws.
Yeah, Daniels misses his first. He's going to have his second here. The other thing you don't want to do too much is scoreboard watching, because then it can take you right out of your rhythm.
Without a doubt. That's what we're here for. We'll do the scoreboard watching.
You got it. And we do watch that scoreboard tick up one pace, 39-28 now for the Mustangs, as Daniels makes 1 of 2 from the line. Norwood really hasn't shot many free throws tonight, actually. Not only the 6th free throw of the game that they have shot, so maybe a little bit more dribble drive we'll see in the second half to get there.
Well, and like we talked about earlier, the refs are really letting them play, so they haven't been calling a whole lot.
That's 2 points for Connor Daniele, one of the senior captains. That Euro step was allowed. Running or dribbling or whatever you might want to call that for Daniels with reckless abandon. Either way, he gets to the hoop and makes 2.
Yeah. His ability to accelerate is just remarkable.
Push foul. And it does look like this is going to be 2 shots for Kyle Murray. Yes, he will go to the line for that. Looked like it might have been on the floor, but that will be at the line. Murray's first is no good.
He's trying to keep your pattern alive.
That's it. It is a different concept, though, to shoot to an empty hoop.
Absolutely.
And it takes some mentality to kind of get used to that. These kids have been shooting their whole lives with people underneath the free throw line. So, and like we said, it's been a lot of that.
If there were a garage door behind it, they might be better able to do it.
I think you're right.
But
Daniels looks, finds dangerous
Oh,
pass
wow.
by Wachowski, but a nice skip to Bodette. Does not go. Look at that aggressive play, though, by Bodette. To go inside, not only get his own rebound, but go up strong to the hoop, draw the foul, and get a chance to get 2. And the Mustang fans absolutely love it. See the applause there.
yeah, great just single individual effort there by Noah.
Rattles one home. Those are Bodette's first points of the second half. Noah Bodette did not even play 1 minute of the second half against Holliston because they didn't need him. And it was nice to see some other guys get minutes. This game obviously is a different feel. More back and forth tonight. Especially in the second half. Bodette makes them both. Kids, if you're watching at home, the reason they're making free throws is they are practicing their free throws. Those just don't happen. You got to take a lot to make a lot, and your practice is important in making your free throws. As Noon bombs from 3, that one does not go. Nice rebound by Wachowski. Norwood still looking to push a little bit here. The 2-on-3 and the take by Daniels. Nobody under the basket when he shot it. May have wanted that one back, but aggressive play.
Yeah, and maybe, I'm sure Coach McDonald might want them to be taking a little more time off the clock before they shoot.
I am not keeping track of fouls, but that's at least 2 on Wachowski. That could be his third. That's his third.
Yep.
As we see the clock. So we got to keep a little bit of an eye on that here as we wind down in the third. Dolabani makes his first. He has 6 points on the game. Wachowski's going to have a seat. Give him a little rest. Bring him back when you need some energy and some toughness inside.
Yep.
A couple more minutes.
Yeah, not a bad idea to be able to have one of your seniors available at the end of the game.
The full court press here, put on by Coach Douglas.
Norwood really broke that easily.
Yeah, Ryan Douglas, by the way, an interesting story. He's from Walpole, and he's the interim head coach. He spent 7 years with the program, though, for Westwood, so nice to see him getting his shot. We'll see if he ends up being the permanent head coach, but certainly this is a year where he has his team undefeated and doing good things. Shot clock winding down. Mahoney kind of had to force that one a little bit. That one's no good. Gives a look. McGowan forces the foul. A nice take inside by Brendan Donegan. He'll go back to the line for the third time tonight. So far, 3 of 4 from the free throw line for him. Did we jinx him? I don't know. Maybe we did. We've been talking about it. That one no good. Second one is good. 3 fouls, by the way, also on Bodette. So we do have to watch a little bit on some of these kids who are having a little foul trouble here, especially given that there's a whole quarter to play. Tipped out of bounds right in the passing lane.
Yeah, Westwood did a good job there to sort of dummy that. I think they allowed them to think that pass was a little more open than it was. They just couldn't bring that ball down.
Sets up a play to get it in bounds. Trouble getting it in bounds. 50-50 ball does not go the way of Schletzbaum. That's a turnover for Norwood. 9-point game. We talk about a lead evaporating. Steves with a huge rebound for Norwood as the shot clock is off. They can hold for one, probably will. Sensible move right here. Let a little clock, you gotta burn a little clock sometimes, and this is a good chance to do it. Schletzbaum pops out. Daniels doesn't have to hurry, still has 10 seconds. Norwood smartly counting down their teammates. Daniels with a step, does not go. Westwood looking for points. The heave by Noon. I think that would have gone had it been in, but it is no good. So a 9-point game here. Score is 43-34. So a 9-point game. The lead somewhat evaporated, just to give you a heads up in the third quarter as I tally this up. That's the biggest quarter by far for Westwood. In that quarter alone, they had 18 points and outscored Norwood 18-11 in the quarter. So we knew there'd be some sort of a run, and that's when we saw it.
That's exactly what we saw. Yeah, I mean, for Norwood to have doubled up Westwood at this point, they'd have to have 68 points on the game, and you don't see high school teams doing that very often. And yeah, so I think Westwood did what they needed to do. They started playing a little more aggressive on D. They were definitely jumping those passing lanes a lot more. Shots started falling for them, but also just credit to them, great ball movement and real good hustle from them.
And some aggressive defense, as we were talking about.
Yep.
It's not that I didn't see Norwood with aggressive defense in that quarter, but perhaps because Westwood was able to turn up their defense a little bit, Norwood's going to have to do very similar here in the fourth quarter to make sure they hold on to this lead.
Yeah, and I think just by making Norwood work that much harder in the offensive end, it made it that much harder for them to work hard in the defensive end because you're a little more gassed after battling under your own basket when you got to come back and defend on the other end. So
certainly. So 18 points on the quarter for Westwood, and among the scorers we saw emerge was Michael Noon, 23-year-old, shooting from the outside, a nice little teardrop on the inside as well. Didn't mind taking it to the hoop. And on some nights when they shut down your scorer, in this case Russell Dolabani, who had 25 the other night, only had 3 in the first half, and he actually only has 7 points for the game. You need to find your scoring somewhere else, and he stepped up to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. You can't basketball, even at the NBA level, you can't rely on a single scorer. You've got to have that complementary scoring, and Westwood showed that they have it.
So Norwood trying to hold on to this 9-point lead. Krista McDonald talking to her team right now and saying, guys, remember that first half? Remember that second quarter? Remember that 19-0 run, 18-0 run, whatever it was? Hey, we don't need to go on an 18-0 run here, but what we do need to do is make sure we maintain ourselves, and the game we played in the first half is the game we need to return to here in the fourth quarter. So your starting five for Norwood, a very similar squad to what we saw in the initial parts of the game. There's a lot of ball control. We talked about it. She's bringing back 2 guys with 3 fouls each. There they are. Wachowski, a nice set play. Bodette to Wachowski inside to turn it back to a double-digit lead. Just a nice play.
Oh, absolutely. You're not going to be able to move Rob Wachowski out of that low post, that low block easily. Oh, nice.
A steal going the other way. Cam McDonough, control does not go. Steve's inside, the tie-up by Noon, and that's going to go the other way. A nice move, almost went in for McDonough. He wants that one back.
Yeah, and I think Russell Delabene did just enough there to sort of hurry the shot or make McDonough, just not as smooth with it, and ended up missing, and then the jump ball or the possession there, the tie-up underneath.
There's a lot of basketball left to be played here, and a lot, hopefully, of energy left in the tank for both of these teams. Trap, nowhere to go with it. Looking for the pass. Dolabani finds it. Wachowski being careful there. You notice that's a little bit of a different type of defense. If he doesn't have 3 fouls, he probably steps up there. But with 3 fouls, he does not.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
A little skip, a little tip, and a little layup.
Those are the sort of scrambles that in the first half were going to Norwood.
That's right.
And
That's
in
exactly
the second half,
what
they
it
seem
is.
to be going more Westwood's way.
You got it. Michael Noon with another 2. Ball bounces into his hands. Bodette looking for the over-under, forces the shot, does not go, but look at that rebound. And one for Noah Bodette.
Yeah, and his teammates, the Mustang bench is on their feet cheering that effort. Just great individual effort there. He willed himself to that bucket.
The fans absolutely love it. So that is a great example where he did not go over the back, was able to go vertical, get the rebound, and complete the 3-point play. Now 3 of 3 for the line as well. He leads all scorers right now with 14 points, Bodette has. Just a sophomore, remember. No one steps up, and it's noontime on the court. 2 more points for Michael Noon. Nice skip pass from Daniels looking for Bodette. That's his shot. Didn't go this time, but that is his shot, that jumper.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure where there wasn't a foul there.
I'm
there
not
was
sure
a lot
either.
of contact.
Yeah.
A lot of contact. I think that's one of those plays where the official saw it, didn't call it, knew it afterwards. There was a bit of expression, shall we say, on the Norwood bench, maybe a little frustration at the no call.
Yeah.
He looked the way. He swallowed
Daniels
the whistle. I like the swallowing of the whistle there because kids react. They are kids, and you don't need to engage, as James McGowan has too, to bring the Wolverines back to an 8-point game. Cam McDonough controlling ball and a timeout. Kristen did not like what she saw there. Coach McDonald gets a quick timeout there with an 8-point game with 5:42 to go. So a little bit of spurts happening here.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And I've noticed on a couple of Westwood's last possessions, they've done a really good job of sort of moving to the left and getting the Norwood defense to follow, and then cut back. There's like a lane. They're just driving right to the basket. They've done it a few times now, and I don't know if that's something that the coach noticed and is having them do, or it's just these players are noticing as it's just happening organically. But
And
Norwood's
you
gotta
hope
be
that a
careful.
coach mentions it and the kids will follow
Yes,
it, right?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
It could be both.
Right.
at
No,
the same
absolutely,
time.
absolutely.
Yeah, so no lead is really secure, as we know, with basketball. You can score 3s, you can score 2s in a hurry. But right now, Norwood just has to kind of maintain themselves, and you saw a little bit of that to start this quarter, and now Westwood seems to kind of be changing the momentum, a little bit of swing. One thing we will watch is there are 4 team fouls for each. However, 2 of Norwood's guys have 3 fouls. They're important to this team, both Bodette and Wachowski, especially Bodette, given that he's really been the scorer for a lot of the game.
No, absolutely. I mean, Bodette's effort in these last 2 quarters has just been immense, and so I think it would really be on both ends, really. I mean, he's been scoring, but he's been playing really great defense, and so it would really be a blow to Norwood if he had to sit for the rest of the game. So, but on the other hand, you don't want him changing his game too much to try and avoid the fouls. He needs to play how he plays.
It's absolutely true. And so, like, you look right now, and he's right back in the game. And she's a little bit of a dice roll, but that's just the way you do it. And Schletzbaum's in there for a couple of minutes to hopefully get Robbie Wachowski a bit of a break. I'm sure we'll see him again at some point. Inbound play comes here. McDonough thought about the 3, instead pulls up with a nice runner. That's a foul underneath on Noon, doing all he can, and believe me, he had his hands full with Noah Beaudet on the weak side block there.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, so that's 5 fouls. Remember, we're in the bonus at 7, which will mean shooting 1 and 1. So 2 more fouls for Westwood or 3 for Norwood, and these teams will be in the bonus. Daniels thought about it.
He did.
And he's still going to think about it. He does like to shoot the 3. Speaking of which, Joey Steves. His second 3 of the game could not have come at a better time.
No, that's I think, a key basket to just sort of maybe slow Westwood's crawl back up here.
And you know what really inspires the defense, as you saw right there? Cam McDonough thinking, I'm going to step out. Wow, that is a terrific shot. That is a hang glide in the air for James McGowan. James McGowan, wearing number 14, looked a whole lot like Noah Beaudet wearing number 14 on the other side. Green and white doesn't matter. That was a very similar move where they kind of hang in the air, draw the contact, and drain the shot.
Yeah, no, that was a very smooth play.
And McGowan also completes his 3-point play. He's been huge, the senior captain in the second half here for the Wolverines. Back to an 8-point lead with a conventional 3-point play. The unconventional 3-point play from Steves before that. No talk on that play. That's something that Kristen likes to see, is when you're telling them, hey, somebody's on you, but in that case they did not. Shot is no good for McGowan. Westwood looking for more points here. And a drive inside. Aggressive move to take it to the hoop there by Kyle Murray. And he gets to the line.
Coach McDonald having a pleasant little chat with the referee on that one.
And that's the 3rd foul now on Joey Steves. So 3 big parts of your offense and defense. You just kind of measure some minutes here. As we said, Schletzbaum came in for a while, gave them some good minutes. And here comes Wachowski. All right, he makes them both. We're down to 6 points. And this is the closest we've seen. And a 3-point play. That shot by McGowan. What a swing and a turn of events. Now a 3-point game with 4:25 to go. Daniels to try to stop the bleeding. It does not happen. Wachowski calling a jump ball with a big rebound. Wow, that was quite a turn of events there.
No, absolutely. Joey Steves just got a little too casual with the inbounds, and Westwood jumped on it and made Norwood pay.
All right, Joey's got to bring it in now. A 3-point game, as we said, 4:15 to go. Norwood's going to look for a little offense now. A take for Wachowski. Draws the foul, and he'll be shooting 2. These are very important free throws. At this point in the game, every free throw is very important.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I mean, especially if Norwood doesn't make them, because you're stopping the clock and just giving Westwood more time to come back.
Exactly. His first time to the line tonight. That one does not go. Here comes another. Both teams at 6 fouls, so the next foul on the floor is going to be 1 and 1, so free throw is even more critical. Robbie's second one is good.
Brings it back to a 2-possession game. This is, I think, a key stop for Norwood if they can get it.
Looked like a double pass, no call there by Noon. Sort of started to pass it and then tapped it after, but not called. They maintain possession.
Well,
that's going to be on the floor, and I think that's on Joey. We'll see if it is. Okay. That is not on him. That's on okay, that's on 22. All right, so that foul called on McDonough. That's his second foul. A 1 and 1.
McGowan has
shot
been
made by
on fire.
McGowan. Yeah, he's had a great half. He really has. He has 10 points this half alone. And he makes the second as well. Now 11 points for the half and a total of 14 for the game. Wachowski tries to push this up. Beaudet, control. Foul on the way in. 3 for 3 from the line so far tonight. Bodette stays perfect.
He is a nice weapon for Norwood to have.
Yeah, he's at 15 points tonight. That one rattles in. The home roll.
Yep.
All right, 4-point
We'll
game.
take it. We'll take it.
So if you're Westwood, you're clearly trying to move the ball to free somebody for at least a 3 or potentially a jump shot. I've been noticing that their ball movement has not much included Russell Dolabani, although there he is now with the ball in his hands, looking for the screen, and he'll swing it through the open man. That's a nice pass inside. Does not go. A rebound by Wachowski. Norwood does not have to hurry here, although Bodette, if you're going to go coast to coast, go coast to coast.
Might as well.
Bodette showing his aggressiveness and his skill. A step back 3 does not go with a nice rebound inside.
Yeah,
Putting him in the press here. Does not put him in the press. That's Kyle Murray.
I think Coach McDonald's hoping the boys will take a little time off the clock on this possession.
And they can, especially up 4. But Bodette likes the shot, takes it. The hot hand, good shot, doesn't go. A poke away by Joey Steves. Daniels around his man, does not go. Joey with the rebound. Off Damari's knee and out of bounds. We're going to get a timeout on the floor. Looks like that one was called by Westwood. Coach Ryan Douglas, the interim head coach, praising his guys. 4 points. 56-52 with 2:28 to go. We got a good game tonight, didn't we?
Oh, my goodness, yeah. Yeah, ups and downs. It's been a roller coaster. I think the calling games for NCM has taken a few years off my life this season. Oh, I think Daniels is actually, he went off the court after that pass. And
this looks like cramps over on the side.
Yeah.
They're calling the trainer in. Doesn't look like he's in too much pain, but he is lying down on the court. I don't know if we can get a shot of that. If we can't, that's okay. But he's right behind the Norwood bench right now. So they're going to take a look, check him out, make sure he's okay. Obviously, he's anxious to get back into the game on senior night, and we'll see if he can. COVID protocols being what they are, he's on his own. He's on the ground right now. The teammates are what a miscue by us. Okay, it looks like we might have a cut on Bodette's arm. Hard to know what's happening, everybody watching NCM tonight, and thank you very much. It looked to me like Daniels might have been cramping. He was on the floor, but the longer we look at it, it looks like Noah Bodette's being patched up a little bit over there. Well, hopefully nothing serious.
Yeah, he has definitely been battling, so I'm not surprised he has a few scars to show it.
Referees tell the Westwood team to give it a second and make sure everybody's okay. So this is going to be an electric final 2:28. Frantic. Overtime wouldn't surprise me in a game like this.
No, not at all.
Sometimes whoever has the ball in their hands last. If you're just joining us right now, it's 56-52. The final score of the game Tuesday night was 56-50 with a Westwood victory. These teams are finding a way to score tonight, the second half especially. Norwood was up 32-16 at the half. A very convincing kind of feel to the game, a good flow in the second quarter. Westwood absolutely narrowed that lead and showed that they were here to stay.
Absolutely. They showed that there's a reason why they won the prior matchup. They are a good team.
Reason they're undefeated, reason they were 22-3 last year. But that is not one of the things they ever want to see. Just a little loss of focus there by Noon on the side. He's been so good this half.
No, I knew clearly he was ready for the pass when it was first looked his way, and then when it looked off, he
patched up hand, and he gets the ball over. Cam McDonough, slick spot on the court.
Oof.
Slick spot on the court. Foul?
They called a foul?
Calling a foul on that. Okay. Did not look like there was much contact. Looked more like a slick spot on the court. And Coach Douglas beefing about that, pointing to that spot, saying he was nowhere near him. As you see, he's arguing his case, like an explanation from the ref, who comes over to give him one. Do coaches ever win these conversations?
I don't believe so, but my understanding is if you have them often enough, eventually the ref starts worrying about it when they're making calls. That's what everyone seems to claim. I don't think it actually
I don't know.
works
As a
by any
longtime
stretch of the
coach, and you know exactly
Yeah.
what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
you often think if you overbend the ear, maybe it works against you
Yeah,
if you're the
no.
complainer. They finally turn to you and they say, hey, enough already.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me do my job.
Yep,
Some version
yep.
of that, and
Yep.
hopefully that's the kindest version that they often say to you. But nonetheless, it is a foul called, and the best free throw shooter for Norwood is on the line, Noah Beaudet. He's going to be shooting 1-1, so both these teams in the bonus now. Beaudet on the night, so far, made all his free throws. So
Now he's going to
5
shoot him with
for
this
5.
bandage on his hand. Let's see if that in any way.
Does it affect the flow?
No, not at all.
I'd say no, as he makes it.
I mean, just knowing how habit important free throws are, right? You got to do the same thing each time. I would think.
That's it.
Suddenly having
Makes it
tape on your
again.
hand could throw you off.
Noah Beaudet is very important, too. Maybe a questionable call, but no question in his mind he was going to make both of those 2 shots, as he does, Eric.
Wow.
And Michael Noon, talk about making up for an earlier mistake with confidence. That's exactly what he did. Turned it over the last time, and this time makes it happen. We're under 2 minutes to play here, in an absolute barn burner of a game here in the barn. And I'll tell you something, boy, this is when you really feel like, what would this sound like with the students here? It would be a
Absolutely.
different type thing as Beaudet turns it over. Westwood looking for points on the other end. Joey Stevens, tough defense.
Oh.
And a left-handed swat. Out of bounds off Norwood, an aggressive play. That ball's going to go to Green. Westwood ball.
18 seconds on.
58-54. Yeah, I was going to say 17 seconds on the shot clock. Dolavani looking to find somebody. They're down to 10 seconds on the shot clock now. McGowan for 3 is no good. Big rebound from Beaudet, who goes straight up. And it's going the other way, and we know he's shooting 1-1.
Yep.
And Eric, this is turning into the Noah Beaudet at the free throw line show.
Absolutely. I think if Westwood was going to put anyone on the line, they wouldn't want it to be Noah, because he's been automatic from that line.
Automatic is 7 for 7. We'll see if he can make his 8th. The gym is silent. The roll is true.
And only
5
a
points.
sophomore, right? Just like nerves of steel, no problem.
You know, I look at that every time on our sheet here. I say he is just a sophomore. One of the highest compliments you can give an underclassman is the confidence to know that you can use your skill in a game, execute, and bring your team, in this case, a 6-point lead. 1:05 to go. We're picking pockets here. Off the knee of Dolabani. A poorly timed turnover, unfortunately, for Westwood. 1:03 to go here, a 6-point lead. So a 2-possession game, full court press.
Oh, he picked it up too early. Whoa.
Go get it.
There we go.
And a foul.
Oh, called the timeout.
Timeout? Okay, not
Yep.
a foul.
I think
Timeout
Coach
to
McDonald
bail
felt like
him
her
out.
boys were about to get trapped in that end and called the quick timeout.
That's for sure. That foul, by the way, over there was Kyle Murray, his 4th for Westwood. So just under a minute to go, 6 points. Got to tell your team, you don't have to shoot it.
Nope.
You don't have to shoot it. You obviously don't want a shot clock violation, but you really want to drain as much of the clock as you possibly can. You're going to get the ball at half court, which is hopefully a better situation than getting it all the way at the other end. And at this point, who do you put the ball? Whose hands do you put the ball in?
Well, I think you can't. There's Noah Beaudet. It has to be. I mean, he's proven himself to be a stone cold killer in this final quarter. When he's
Love that
confident.
term.
Yeah, he's confident with the ball in his hand. I mean, certainly, you have a great team out there, right? Joey Steves can handle the ball. He can make the shot. Noah Mahoney, the freshman, proved earlier that he's more than capable of doing damage with the ball in his hand. But how could you not go with Noah? Because if he's fouled and he's at the line, you have every confidence that you're going to get those points.
He's 9 of 9 for the line. I'm looking down at my clipboard just to make sure I'm doing the math correctly of this, but he's 9 for 9 for the line. That's all in the second half, plus 2 more points in the second half. He has 22 points.
Wow.
Yeah, he has 22 points in this game.
And it's not a quiet 22 points. Like, this is
No.
not the the little dribs and drabs and jumpers. This is fantastic effort. Just battling, powering himself into positions to score.
He was really a JV all-star last year. I mean, he really just did everything he could to force his way in as a freshman. And now as a sophomore, he's just emerged as an extremely talented player. Look at this confidence to bring it up court. No rush, no pressure. He is just cool, very cool. And that's the shot that you want from McDonough.
Yeah.
And he rattles that one home. A huge shot for Cam McDonough, the senior on senior night, pushing this to an 8-point lead, a swing pass. Dolabani answers on the other end to push it back down to 6. A timeout, let's talk about it, says Coach Douglas wants to see what he can do here to try to design some sort of a play. They're going to need to get the ball back, and they're going to need to get it fast down 6.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, they showed earlier in that last inbounds, or initially the one that forced Norwood into a timeout, that they can rattle Norwood a little bit. But then Norwood came right back out, and Noah Baudet calmly brings the ball up, and next thing you know, Cam McDonough is draining a basket. So Westwood has to really be careful.
It truly is impressive when Noah Baudet has the ball in his hands, how he doesn't seem to ever be in a rush. And he seems to kind of exude that calm that you need out of a player who can either play the point, maybe they can play off the ball a little bit and get themselves open. As we've seen, he's got some great rebounds inside. I'm not tracking his rebounds tonight or his assists, but he definitely has some of each.
No, without a doubt. No, he's definitely someone who plays calm, right? Like even when the game around him is getting frantic, he seems very much in control. I mean, that's, I think, largely true of this team. They, even when Westwood's been calling back in, I haven't seen panic, right? I haven't seen, they aren't frantic. They're still playing hard and trying to play their game, and just sometimes those shots aren't falling.
All right, 36.2 seconds to go. A 6-point Norwood lead, 62-56, full court inbound, and an immediate foul. That is the right call.
Yep.
Make sure you give a foul, make them earn it from the line. And it was a guy they want to foul, simply because it's not Noah Baudet.
Right. But I think Cam McDonough definitely has it in him to make them regret choosing him.
So Cam's at the line for the first time tonight. He has 8 points in this game, 2 threes, but he's not been to the line yet. Big spot for him. And he answers the bell. He answers the bell right there.
These are daggers, right? Each one of these is just a dagger because it's just...
Eventually the math gets in the way.
Yes,
and
exactly.
when you're up now 8 points with 34 seconds to go, it just becomes a whole lot more complicated to figure out what to do.
Yep.
They're not giving you the shot, but you're obviously conserving a little clock here. You're going to look for the 3 if you can find it, but you need points immediately. Blocks him out, tries to maintain possession. Robbie tries to save it, and he not only does, but it goes off. Let's see if they're going to call it off Westwood. Was his foot on the line? Waiting for the call. It is Norwood basketball. What a heady play by the senior captain.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Sometimes it's those kinds of plays. They don't appear in the stat sheet, and everybody wants points and minutes, and that's exactly what you have to do. And now he's going to go to the line, trying to see what he can do to seal this. He was 1 of 2 for the line earlier in the game. We'll see if he can make the front end here of this 1-and-1. Actually, he gets 2, right, because they're in the double bonus now. Misses the first, head back. What did I just do? He's saying to himself. But if he makes the second one, it's going to push the lead to 9 points. And he does. 9-point lead, 23 seconds to go. No fouls, no fouls. Everyone knows. Stay away from them. A 3-point try does not go for Michael Noon. Now time is not on their side. Noon gives the foul. I start talking slower as we know what the outcome of this game is going to be.
Yes, I think it's now finally beyond a shadow of a doubt.
It is, and you foul the guy you don't want to foul, so if there was any shadow within this doubt, this is not the guy you want to bring to the line here. Down 9 points. Baudet, so smooth. Now 10 for 10. These are not 10 shots in a row so he can focus on them, by the way, kids out there. This is 10 different opportunities at the line, and he's made every single one of them.
But, credit to both teams. Westwood got down by a lot, didn't panic, didn't give up, fought back. They really started, they made Norwood sweat, and Norwood handled it.
Absolutely credit Westwood. End to end in the lane there. Nice shot by 14, McGowan, who's had quite a half for himself. And the foul goes that time to Cam McDonough, but Norwood's up 9 with 4.2 to go, so this is a chance for the senior captain to see if he can add a little bit to the total. And he does.
Giving Norwood a double-digit lead in this last quarter.
Cam McDonough showing some maturity, getting himself to the line there. A deep three does not go. And your final score, 68-58. Norwood victory. What a fabulous game for the Mustangs. Having lost the game Tuesday to this exact team, they punched, they clawed, they kicked, they gave you their absolute best. They brought it down to a couple points, and you win the game.
Yeah, no, if you were watching this from home, you couldn't have asked for a better way to spend your Friday night, especially if you're a Norwood fan, so it ended up in Norwood's favor. But what a great effort by both teams, and just a fun basketball to watch.
Absolutely. I'm going to ask you to talk a little bit about what you saw while I add up some of these totals, just so we can kind of let the folks at home know the scoring and how everybody did tonight. But what's the thing that stuck out to you most about Norwood's team throughout the night tonight?
I think just the energy level, right? Those boys just came hard from beginning to end. They were, challenging every loose ball, picking up their defense really high out on the court, staying with their men, switching off the picks. On the defensive end, high energy, and on the offensive end, the same thing. Lots of great ball movement. Again, crashing the boards for the offensive rebounds. Just really a high energy team, and just a fun team to watch. And quite honestly, I think I would say similar things about Westwood, right? It got a little out of control early for them, but they picked up their defensive intensity and they made things harder for Norwood, and they've got some talent on that team. McGowan just, on fire at the end there, and Noon coming on strong at the end, and everyone sort of, the complimentary scoring to Dolabany, who just didn't have it tonight like he did in the prior game. So just really hats off to both teams. A great game, lots of fun to watch, and just, great high school basketball.
You mentioned McGowan. I'm still doing the math on his second half, because he had a great second half for Westwood. I mean, give him a lot of credit. He had 14 points in the second half, all the way to 17 for the game. That's a very nice night for him. As I go 7 and 6 is 16 for Michael Noon, all in the second half. So here's your scoring update. Just want to make sure everybody has this so you know. Damari Daniels with a great second half. He had 7 points. Joey Steves with 14 points. Matty Mahoney, nice job, 5 points for him. And certainly Noah Bodette, as a proud father, just walks right by me, with 24 points on the night, including 15 in the second half and perfect from the free throw line tonight. A full 11 for 11 from the line. Cam McDonough adds 9. Robbie Wachowski with a game effort with 4. On the other side for Westwood, Dolabany had 9. Donegan 6. Kyle Murray with 11. Talked about 14 points for McGowan, 16 for Michael Noon to lead their scoring. And ultimately, this is the first loss for Westwood, and it's really because Norwood did not give up throughout the game.
No, without a doubt. It was entirely a credit to Norwood's effort from beginning to end, without a doubt. Yeah.
And we see Jeff Robinson, photographer for Fox 25, Boston 25 out there. Not a Channel 5 guy, but it's glad to see one of our local photographers out there. Good to see Jeff, and certainly interviewing Coach McDonald about an excellent victory for herself, a team victory. You win it on senior night, and you put up 68 points. Yeah. Which is really a great scoring effort, and we saw a lot of balanced scoring from tonight, and the future certainly is bright for the Mustangs as they look ahead.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there were definitely, juniors and underclassmen on the field at on the court in key moments in that game, and they really came through. And Noah Bodette guaranteed himself playing time, because if you can go 10 for 10 from the line, why wouldn't a coach want you on the field, on the court in pressure situations? So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Mustangs moved to 6-2 on the season. This drops Westwood to their first loss. They are now 5-1. Next up for Westwood is Medfield. Norwood has a home and home, as we've been calling these, against Ashland next week. They'll play Tuesday, they'll play Friday. They'll wrap up their season against Dedham. I'll be back here next Friday night. We'll get that game in against Ashland. Should be a good one. But really a great team effort for Norwood tonight, and certainly Westwood as well. We give them all the credit in the world. And Eric, it's been a pleasure being with you here tonight.
Absolutely. Really enjoyed this. Thank you very much.
And we want to give another shout out to all 6 seniors for a great effort tonight for Norwood. Again, Damari Daniels, Marco Petrillo, Certainly cannot forget J. Mario Corellis, his effort inside, Cam McDonough, Robbie Wachowski, and Carl Schletzbaum. A great effort for Norwood and a good night tonight for them. We want to thank all of our crew here at Norwood Community Media. As we've said before, there is no NCM without the community, so thanks to all of you for watching tonight. For Eric Bodenhofer, I'm Josh Brogadier, and we thank you for watching Norwood Community Media. Have a great weekend, and good night.
Good night, everyone.